Chapter 10. Using filters in GIMP. GIMP is a GNU image manipulation program. It is a powerful open source image editing tool. Application areas of GIMP are: it can be used as a simple paint program. It can be used as an expert quality photo retouching program. It can be used as an online batch processing system. It can be used as a mass production image producer to develop different models. The advanced scripting interface allows everything from the simplest task to the most complex image manipulation procedures to be easily scripted. It can convert and save files to many file formats such as GIF, JPEG and TIFF. It can load and save animations in a convenient frame as layer format. GIMP includes all of the functionality of a professional image editing program. By default, the extension of a GIMP file is .xcf. One of the most common applications of GIMP is to repair digital camera images that are less than perfect for whatever reason. GIMP also allows us to apply different types of filters on the images and photographs to give them dramatic effects. In this chapter, we will learn about the various types of filters available in GIMP. Chapter 10. Filters. A filter is a special kind of tool designed to take an input layer or image, apply a mathematical algorithm to it, and return the input layer or image in a modified format. In simple words, we can say that a filter refers to a digital effect added to an image. Each filter produces its own unique effect, which you can adjust and manipulate before it is applied. Also, a filter may be applied even after another has been used, with the result being a combination of the two filters used. Since filters can be used in any order and each filter has its own controls, there is practically no limit to the different ways in which you can apply and combine them. Types of filters. There are 14 main categories of filters in GIMP. All filters available in GIMP are found under the menu item Filters in the menu bar. A filter can be applied to a layer or on a selection. When we click on any of the filter options, we see that there are several sub-filters options to choose from. Let us learn more about each of these filters here. 1. Blur. These are the filters that add motion effects or lens distortion. 2. Enhance. Enhance filters are used to compensate for image imperfections. Such imperfections include dust particles, noise, and insufficient sharpness. Sharpening works by enhancing the definition of edges in an image. The degree of sharpening needed will vary depending on the quality of the picture being edited. Sharpening will not correct a severely blurred image. The Sharpen filter sharpens blurred images by increasing the contrast of adjacent pixels. 3. Distort. These filters alter images to make them appear like they are being seen through glass or ocean ripples. 4. Light and shadow. These filters comprise two groups of filters. One for light effects filters, which render several illumination effects of the image, and the other for shadow effect filters, which create various kinds of shadows. 5. Noise. These filters change the appearance of light damage to the image. These can be very useful for restoring antique photographs or other distorted images. 6. Edge detect. Edge detect filters search for borders between different colors and can thus detect contours of objects. They are mostly used to make selections. Most of them are based on gradient calculation methods and give thick border lines. 7. Generic. Generic filters are a catch-all filters which can't be placed elsewhere. 8. Combine. The combine filters associate two or more images into a single image. 9. Artistic. These filters transform your image to make it look as if it is drawn or painted. 10. Decor. These filters create decorative borders and add special effects to the image. 11. Map. Map filters use an object named map to modify an image. You map the image to the object. 3D effects can be created by mapping your image to a previously embossed image. 12. Render. These filters can be used to dramatically alter the appearance of an image. 13. Web. These filters are mostly used on images altered for websites. 14. Animation. These are animation helpers which let you view and optimize your animations by reducing their size. In this chapter, we will discuss blur, enhance, distort and artistic filters. These are all simple and make a significant change to the image they are applied to. Filters. Understanding the use of split view. It is possible to preview the image in split view too, as shown below. When this option is checked, the image view is divided into two parts: filter applied on the left part and filter not applied part, which is to the right of the split line. Click and drag this split line to move it and control click it to make it horizontal. Remember, you can undo and redo an action in GIMP by selecting undo and redo options from the edit menu or pressing Ctrl+Z and Ctrl+R keys respectively. Working with blur filters. The blur filters soften a selection or an image and are useful for retouching. Let us understand some of the options that appear under the blur filter here. Gaussian blur. The Gaussian blur filter quickly blurs a selection by an adjustable amount. The Gaussian blur filter adds low frequency detail and can produce a hazy effect. You can set the blur radius in the filter options to determine how far the filter searches for dissimilar pixels to blur. The steps to use this tool are: Step 1. Open GIMP and load the image with the objects that you want to blur. Step 2. Click the selection tool from the GIMP toolbox that is best suited for selecting the things in your image that you want to blur. For example, use the rectangle select tool for signs, the ellipse select tool for faces, or the free select tool for irregular shapes. Step 3. Click and drag your mouse cursor over the part of the image you want to blur. Step 4. Open the Filters menu, hover the cursor over Blur, and then select the type of blur that you want to apply from the list of options. Step 5. The Gaussian Blur dialog box enables you to adjust the horizontal and vertical blur radius for a very blurry effect. Adjust the blur settings as required. Use the preview options to see the effect of the blur settings. Step 6. Click OK after you are satisfied with the preview to apply the blur effect to the selection in the image. Lens blur. Lens blur can be used to give the effect of narrower depth of field so that some objects in the image stay in the focus and others are blurred. Use the preview options to see how changing the settings in the lens blur dialog box affects your photograph. Pixelize blur. The pixelize filter produces the well-known Abraham Lincoln effect by turning the image into a set of large square pixels. The steps to apply this filter are: Step 1. Open the Filters menu. Select the Blur sub-menu and choose Pixelize. Step 2. Customize the block width setting until your image is obscured and then click on OK. The most important settings are block width and block height, which are locked together by default in order to maintain a square aspect ratio. These settings control the size of your pixels in the final output, and they make all the difference between creating a low resolution effect and actually hiding your source image. The default setting is 16, but reducing the size even further to 10 creates a pixelated effect without hiding the actual image contents too much. Remember, a lot of people use pixelation to hide their personal information when sharing screenshots or other images online. But it's not always as safe as it seems, even though a human viewer probably won't be able to see past the pixelation. A sophisticated computer program might be able to. Understanding the use of working with enhanced filters. Enhanced filters are used to compensate for image imperfections. These imperfections include dust particles, noise, interlaced frames, and insufficient sharpness. The Enhance Filter menu provides several tools such as anti-alias, de-interface, high pass, noise reduction, red eye removal, symmetric nearest neighbor, sharpen, unsharp mask, despeckle, destripe, NL filter, and wavelet decompose. Let us learn about some of these filters. Red eye removal. Removing red eyes from photos with GIMP is a straightforward process. It involves just 5 steps and allows for a fair amount of flexibility for the photographer. The steps to using this tool are: Step 1. Launch GIMP and then open your photo in it. Select the rectangle tool. Step 2. Draw a rectangle around the red eyes. Step 3. Now select Filters, go to Enhance, go to Red Eye Removal. Step 4. The Red Eye Removal tool will pop up. Use the threshold scroll bar to adjust the eye color as you see fit. Click OK when you are done. Despeckle. This filter is used to remove small defects due to dust or scratches on a scanned image and also moire effects on an image scanned from a magazine. You should select isolated defects before applying this filter in order to avoid unwanted changes in other areas of your image. The filter replaces each pixel with the median value of the pixels within the specified radius. The steps to using this tool are: Step 1. Launch GIMP and then open your photo. Select the rectangle tool. Step 2. Draw a rectangle around the defected area carefully. Step 3. Now select Filters, go to Enhance, go to Despeckle. Step 4. Make required settings in the Despeckle dialog box. Radius, black level and white level that appears. Go for Preview to instantly view the effect of the changes on the image. Step 5. Click OK when satisfied with the settings. Working with distort filters. Bending, twisting and distorting images can sometimes produce remarkably creative works of art. For example, you can expand the center of a basic circle shape to produce a bulge effect. Distort filters help us to transform an image in many ways. Here are the steps to using Distort filter in GIMP. Step 1. Launch GIMP and press Ctrl+O to view the Open Image dialog box. Double-click one of the image files in that window to display it on the canvas. Step 2. Click on Filters and hold your mouse over Distort to view a menu containing distortion filters. Click Lens Distortion. GIMP opens the Lens Distortion window, which allows you to apply spherical correction to a picture. A small preview of your image appears at the top of the window. Step 3. Click the main slider and drag it to the right. As you do, the preview image's center bulges. Step 4. Click and drag the edge slider to the right. This slider also applies an additional bulge effect. Continue dragging these sliders until you achieve the desired effect. Click on OK to apply your changes. Some of the most commonly used options available under Distort filter are: after applying, apply Lens filter. A part of the active layer is rendered as through a spherical lens. This can be understood with the examples shown. Emboss filter. Emboss filter stamps and carves the active layer or selection, giving it relief with bumps and hollows. Bright areas are raised and dark ones are carved. You can adjust the lighting. Engrave filter produces an engraving effect. The image is turned black and white and some horizontal lines of varying height are drawn depending on the value of the underlying pixels. The resulting effect reminds one of engravings found in coins and old book illustrations. Mosaic filter cuts the active layer or selection into many squares or polygons which are slightly raised and separated by joints, giving so an aspect of mosaic. Working with enhanced filter. Working with artistic filters. Artistic filters help to simulate the effect of a few different traditional art media and techniques and apply them to photographs. Let us learn to use these filters here. The steps to doing it are given below. Step 1. Open any existing image in the GIMP window. Step 2. If you want to apply the effect to a particular area of image, select the area using a suitable selection tool that is optional. Step 3. Choose any of the artistic filters, modify parameters and apply. Step 4. Click OK to apply your changes. The table below shows the use of some artistic filters. Apply canvas. If you are looking for a filter to apply a canvas-like texture to your image, you need the Apply Canvas filter. This filter gives your picture or composition the same texture as the canvas an artist paints on. Cubism. Cubism transforms your image into cubist art. If you check Use background color, the background color will appear between your tiles. Otherwise, this area will be black. Tile size determines how cubist you want your image to be. Higher values result in a more abstract image. The tile saturation value specifies how colorful the image will be. Glass tile. After applying this filter, the active layer or selection is rendered as through a glass brick wall. Weave. This filter makes the image look as if it were printed over woven ribbons of paper, thin wooden sheet or striped bamboo. Cartoon. The cartoon filter modifies the active layer or selection so that it looks like a cartoon drawing. Its result is similar to a black felt pen drawing subsequently shaded with color. This is achieved by darkening areas that are already distinctly darker than their neighborhood. Clothify. Clothify command is a script which adds a cloth-like texture to the selected region. Oilify. As you might guess, Oilify makes your image look like an oil painting. Mask size controls the outcome. A high value gives the image less detail, as if you had used a larger brush. Working Sum up. A filter is a special kind of tool designed to take an input layer or image, apply a mathematical algorithm to it and return the input layer or image in a modified format. All the filter options in GIMP can be accessed from the menu bar. Filters allow users to add special effects to the images with the click of a mouse. Blur is a filter category in GIMP which adds a blur effects to the selected portions of an image. Enhance filters are used to remove certain imperfections from images and enhance their quality. The distort filters allow us to bold distortion effect like bending and twisting to images. The artistic filters who as to add certain predefined artistic effect to the image. Sum up.